Hi friends, my name is Amit Kumar Singh and I am MBA Part 1 student of National Institute of Industrial Engineering, and this video blog is about a particular subject we did in our module 1, which is called Principles of Management. It's quite an interesting and intriguing subject, and Professor T. Prasad, who taught us this subject, made us even more interesting. So in this video blog, I will be discussing some major things which we learned as a part of our Principles of Management course. First thing I would like to talk about is efficiency, effectiveness leading to excellence. So as an engineer, we usually focus on efficiency, like things can be do faster with less resource and less time. But as a manager, our major role is to identify if the work is important, if it's the right time to do this thing, how good it will be if we can do it in another way, and why we want to do this, how we can make sure that everybody understands the importance of this thing, and how we make sure that this is the right time for doing the same thing. So this is all part of being any project effective. So that's the major focus as a manager we need to do, and when both this effectiveness and efficiency are combined, we lead to the excellence. Next topic I would like to cover is about the goal setting. In our class, Dr. T. Prasad taught us about goal setting with a very interesting example. He gave us some cubes, and we were asked to build tower using those cubes. And the major observation I made there was that the person who has to do that task, he usually sets quite a smaller goal for himself, while the other people who are expecting him to do something, they are setting even higher goals, which may not be attainable. So that's the basic crust. Like there is a gap between what worker want to do, what manager want to do, and the optimum thing is like lying somewhere in between, and how to identify that optimum thing. So for setting a goal, it need to be smart. Smart means specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. We need to know what we are doing. We should be able to define it specific. We must know how much is completed, 10%, 20%. That's measurable. Are we having enough resources and capital for this? That's defined. What is attainable? Is it relevance? Do it drive the organization in the right direction? Is it in line with our goal and mission? That's relevance. And time bound. When we will complete it, we must be sure, we must be tracking it. So that's time bound. Let me talk about two different kind of managers. One is called 3x manager and another is called 3y manager. This is quite a popular management philosophy in the management world. Here, theory X manager, he thinks that his employees are really lazy, they don't want to work. But theory Y manager thinks that his employees are not lazy, and if they are given proper conditions and environment, they will do wonders, they will do perfect work. In current scenario, sometimes theory X proves unproductive, is counterproductive, while theory Y is able to motivate people. But it's not that theory X is always bad. There are some people, places where managers need to structure the things. So both the theories have their place, but as we are moving towards developed kind of industry, developed kind of product industry, we are moving from theory X to theory Y. Everything has some particular success. Organizations have to. When Dr. T. Prasad told us to go out and find for different type of structures available in nature, little did we know that the natural structures are so much related to the organizational structures. In fact, every structure has same purpose, to make things stable. How the proper flow of power should be to keep things in control. So that's what the organization about. When we go into the organizations, we learn about different kind of organizational structure. There are functional organizational structure where organization is divided based upon the functions, like one organization, one part is for finance, one is for legal, one is for marketing and all. Another is divisional kind of organizational structure where organization department are divided based upon the work they do, or in the geographical location they exist. And there is matrix kind of organizational structures where in generally one person reports to two different heads. One is divisional head and one is functional head. So all these kind of organization and structures are very useful in different kind of organization. Like one may be used like functional is better for a small kind of organization. Divisional is good for big organization. And since organizations are growing complex nowadays, so the matrix type organizations are quite good for the complex type of organizations. We had a very interesting exercise in our classroom. It's called valley crossing, where three people have to cross a valley and they are having a pole with them. What they do that they cross it one by one, holding it while each person is holding the pole. First person first comes in between the valley and then he crosses it while other people are holding it, and then first and third person are holding the pole while second person is in between the valley and he is crossing it, and same with the third people. So if you look closely into this thing, there are a lot of management lessons involved in this whole exercise. First is the planning. First is the planning because we need to figure out what can be the way, how we need to be moving, our steps should be equal, how much force we should put at the particular time, and then all these things should be properly communicated, because we saw in the exercise people are not able to follow the things in very well coordinated manner. So it should be well communicated, and then everybody should be able to take their responsibility very well, and this whole thing will develop a trust, because trust is very important here. If any person doesn't work properly, he doesn't do his responsibility properly, there is a risk of life here. So trust, responsibility, planning and proper communication, all these things going together will lead to a proper coordination, which will lead any team to the success. In another class, we saw a small animation film which is made by Shanghai Animation Studio. It's called Three Monks, and it is based upon a very popular Chinese proverb which says, one monk will soldier two buckets of water, two monks will share the load. But when you add a third one, no one will want to fetch the water. This whole story is about three monks who are coming to live to a monastery. They come one by one, and as one by one they came, the situation changes. Like when the first come, he fills the water. When the second come, there are rivalry started. When third come, the situation even worsens. So it all talks about how situation governs people. Even the good people can change based upon the situation. So when we are in management, we need to think the problems with the perspective of situation. Not, we should not blame people. Rather than we should learn how to change the environment so that people are back on track. They are doing what they are expected to. We need to make sure that there is a responsibility sharing among the team members. They know what they have to do very well. Apart from that, you also need to be creative while solving the problem. Like in the 3 months we saw, there was a mountain was vertical from one side, and in the end they just put a pulley and they were able to fetch water. So we need to we need to take a holistic view of the problem, and we need to think out of the box to enhance the productivity and get a optimized solution. We also talked about different aspects of leadership and motivation and how these things are important to make any team and organization successful. As for as management itself, we had some very nice slogans like we had for Monday like Socho, Becho, Siko. Like another, there were many other slogans which were put by Dr. Monday in our classes like kill the skill, from some to all to no management. I like to touch a little bit on this topic also. Like when you talk about the kill the skill, it seems quite bad. Like why we want to decrease the skill, but here the thing, the concept is to make things so easy so that everybody can do it, and then we'll have enough resources to make things better, and the resources will be better utilized. That's the whole concept. And even The management responsibility is to first eliminate management, because management is not putting anything productive, it's just coordination. So we need to eliminate manage, we need to make things as much as automated as possible. Then we need to automate the work, we need to eliminate works. So our aim should be first try to cover all the aspects of management, and then removing one by one aspects of management, so that the system or organization can work totally autonomous way. Like see the example of our solar system, there is nobody running it but it's running perfectly. We need to build that kind of organizations.